Hello everyone. As you know by now that we are doing a weekly series of CBSE Class 10 chapters and we have already completed chapter 1 real numbers and chapter 2 polynomials. At the end of each chapter I share some additional practice questions from the exam point of view. So in this video we look at the solution of the questions shared in chapter real numbers. If you have still not watched chapter 1 and 2, their links are in the description. Let's get going. Question number 1. LCM of 850 and 500 is. Using prime factorization method, let us find factors of 850 and 500. So 850 would be 17 times 50, 2 times 25, 5 times 5, 5 times 1. 500 should be 5 times 100, 5 times 20, 5 times 4, 2 times 2, 2 times 1. So prime factors of 850 we can write as 17 into 5 square into 2. Prime factors of 500 we can write as 5 cube times 2 square. Now we have to find LCM. LCM of two numbers is given by the product of the greatest power of each prime factor involved in the numbers. Let us try. Here it says each prime factor involved. So first we will write down each prime factor involved over here, and then it says the greatest power of each prime factor. 17, the greatest power is 1. 5, here it is 5 power 2, here it is 5 power 3. I'll take the greatest power. 2, here it is 2 power 1, here it is 2 power 2. The greatest power is 2. So the LCM of 850 and 500 is 17 times 5 cube times 2 square. Is it in the option? No, I cannot see. But let us try to rewrite the same answer in terms of the options given. I can see from here 5 cube times 2 square is 500. So this can also be written as 17 times 500. And this is nothing but our option number B. So the LCM of 850 and 500 is 17 times 500. I hope understood. Let's move further. Ratio of HCF to LCM of the least composite number and the least prime number is. So for this particular question, we must know what is a composite number, what is a prime number. In very short, prime numbers are the numbers which have only two factors, 1 and itself. Any number with more than two factors is a composite number. If you are still not very clear, I'm sharing a link on top. Please refer to it before you move further with this question. So therefore, the least composite number would be 4. The least prime number would be 2. We need to find their HCF and LCM first before finding their ratio. So number 4 in terms of prime factors is 2 square. Number 2, the prime factor is only 2. Let us find the HCF. So HCF of 4 and 2 is given by product of the smallest power of each common prime factor in the numbers. Here the only common prime factor is 2 and it talks about the smallest power. So out of 2 and 1, the smallest power is 1. So the HCF of 4 and 2 is 2. Let us find out LCM of 4 and 2. As in the last question, we discussed greatest power of each prime factor involved. Here again, the only prime factor involved is 2, but then its greatest power is 2. So 2 square, which is 4. So the LCM of 4 and 2 is 4. Now HCF is 2, LCM is 4, and we want to find the ratio of HCF to LCM. A reminder here students, always whenever a question asks about the ratio, please follow the order in which the values are required. So here they are asking the ratio of HCF to LCM. So we write the HCF first and then the LCM. This is not in its simplest form. On writing it in the simplest form, the answer is 1:2. So for this particular question, the answer is option number B. I hope understood. Let's move further. If HCF of 39 and 91 is 13, then LCM of 39 and 91 is. Okay, now in this particular question, they have given us two numbers, 39 and 91, for which the HCF is directly given, and we have to find the LCM. Now, there is one particular relation which stands for the numbers and their respective HCF and LCM. So, for any two positive integers a and b, the product of their HCF and LCM is equal to the product of the given numbers. Here, a is given as 39, B is given as 91. HCF of A and B is given 13. This is already given to me. And I have to find LCM of A and B. This is what the question is. What is the relation? HCF times LCM is equal to the product of both the numbers. Just substitute the values. So it is 13 times LCM is equal to 39 times 91. We will move 13 to the other side since it was getting multiplied with LCM. On the other side, we are going to write it in the denominator. 13 threes are 39, 3 ones are 3 nines are 27. So the correct answer is option B, 273. Whenever such question is given, please always try to remember this particular relation. Let's get going. Question number 4. If n is any natural number, then 12 power n cannot end with a digit. So here we want to find out that 12 power n cannot end with which of the given options. So now we have already studied that for a number to end with 0, it must have both 2 and 5 as its prime factors. So first let us check for 0 only. Now 12 power n, its prime factors are 2 times 2 times 3. Here I can see 2, but I cannot see a 5. So since it does not have both 2 and 5 as its prime factors, so certainly 12 power n cannot end with 0 for any natural number n. So the answer to this question would be 12 power n cannot end with digit 0. Option number D. Okay, so the last question. LCM of two numbers is 9 times their HCF. The sum of LCM and HCF is 500. Find the HCF of the two numbers. In such questions, it is always better to assume what we don't know as x. So, we assume let HCF of the numbers be x. Here they are saying the LCM of the same numbers is 9 times their HCF. So, therefore, the LCM of the numbers can be written as 9x. Furthermore, what details are given? The sum of the LCM and HCF is 500. That is HCF plus LCM. This is given 500. Substitute the values. X plus 9x is 500. X plus 9x becomes 10x, which is 500. And therefore, x becomes 500 by 10. Here 10 is getting multiplied to x, so when the 10 is brought to the other side, it gets divided. The value of x is 50. Therefore, the HCF is x, therefore the required HCF is also 50. My required answer is option number C, which is 50. I hope you were able to understand all these questions. Would really love to know in comments your thoughts about these videos. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, share it with your friends of class 10, and do ring the bell icon to receive instant notifications. Enjoy learning.